Hawkins County EMS isn't just coming here to request funds just because we're wanting money or needing money. We are trying to better our EMS service as well by pursuing grants and other funding, so that way hopefully we wouldn't have to come to the county commission and request that funding. This year's budget request is for $300,000, which is $240,000 more than what was budgeted last year. It is imperative for Hawkins County EMS, one of the vital public safety services in the county, to continue to grow and improve every day. The requested funding would be divided up with $230,000 of it to be placed to purchase a new ambulance. I know it may seem odd that we need to go ahead and start replacing ambulances, but one of the very first ambulance that we did purchase has already reached 100,000 miles. Another reason that we need to go ahead and ensure that we have the funding to do this is if we purchase an ambulance, they are saying that is roughly 18 months to 24 months before they will ever deliver a vehicle due to chassis restrictions, not being able to get them. I'm assuming it's due to that chip shortage that we experienced this past year. $230,000 is to purchase a brand new ambulance. That is roughly about a 15-20% increase in the last new ambulance that we purchased. As everyone knows, everything is going up in price, and not much is being put out there to offset that cost. Other than the new ambulance that we have requested, fuel pricing has obviously affected us drastically already this year. We experienced a 40% increase in fuel from 2020 to 2021. This year, with the projected numbers that we've received through April, we would probably be spending out approximately $150,000 in fuel. The past year, we was right at $90,000, I believe it was, on fuel, and the years before that, we were in the 70s. We have attempted to cut back as much as we can on moving these ambulances and to reduce that fuel cost, but unfortunately we're not able to pick and choose which calls that we do respond to and which ones we do not. So $15,000 would be utilized to assist in offsetting the expense of the large increase in fuel costs. The remaining $55,000 would be utilized to update some more of our medical equipment, including but not limited to more chest compression devices for more of our ambulances. Also to purchase another cardiac monitor for a response vehicle. Currently, one of our response vehicles has an outdated cardiac monitor on it. We are able to still utilize it. We just cannot get the pads that we use to defibrillate a person if they need to be defibrillated. We're just unable to get those pads anymore. So we would use that funding to replace that device, as well as purchase transport ventilators to place on our ambulances. These transport ventilators is what we use to transport a patient from a hospital to another hospital that is intubated or on a ventilator. We have to have those transport ventilators to be able to do those transports. Our paramedics are trained to be transport ventilator transporters, so the only equipment that they don't have on every ambulance is transport ventilator. We do have to. We are working with our medical director as well to allow us to use those in the field to actually free up hands as well on calls that we are required to intubate a patient. The total requested amount would be utilized 100% to improve the treatment and transport of the patients Hawkins County EMS encounters. Again, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to be here to explain our request, and if you have any questions, I'm open to answering them.
Based on age 70, really, $258,000.
for this year, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, the 258,000, yes, sir. That is, we have
It's not a collection agency.
no, we contract with a billing company.
And where is that building located?
That billing company the headquarters is in New York. We were contracted with a billing company that was in Kentucky. We were having several issues with that billing company where we were losing money. So we switched to this billing company. They come highly recommended by surrounding counties, like Sullivan County, Washington County, that they have never had no problems. So we spoke with these individuals and come to an agreement and was able to get them under contract to do our billing. Now, we do have a collection agency that is out of Knoxville for anybody that we need to send to collections.
What percentages are you writing off?
Percentages that we're writing off, we have different write-offs. So we have contractual write-offs from the insurance company, you know, like, I don't know if you've ever looked at your bill from a hospital or something, depending on your insurance requires that facility to write off a certain amount. Then you have your private pay, the patient's responsibility part that you potentially may have to write off. Since we've went to our changed some procedures with our collection agency, we've been able to actually see some revenue come in from our collection agency where we didn't before. So now our write-off amount for private pay is roughly about 20% per month.
Director Merle, why
Yes,
do we not do this in-house or billing?
For several reasons. One, you have to have multiple personnel to be able to do your own medical billing. They need to be certified medical billers for one, to understand all the medical codes that they can put in there for billing purposes. You got to have HIPAA compliance software. You've got to have more hardware at your facility to protect any cyber attacks, anything of that nature. And then you have to have the actually billing software. Then you have to have your software as well as equipment and supplies to actually mail out your bills. So we did do a study to see if it would be more feasible to bring in-house, but it's actually cheaper for us to use a outside billing company.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This request, is this gonna be a one-year request for agent like this, or you think you'll be coming back every year with the same amount of requests?
That I cannot answer. I mean, I would hope to be able to say that this is a one-time request. I would hope to be able to, but I can't project.
You were told that your ambulance is the one about the order, and I understand about the weight and everything, getting it on order, but what's the mileage and everything on the next one?
The next one, we're at 70,000 miles on the next one.
When do you think you start looking at
Normal,
replacing that?
ideally, what you would want to do is around 150,000 miles. That's when you want to have a definite plan of action, because
How many miles a year do you put on
what
average?
on average you're looking
Yes.
on average you're looking between 50 and 60,000 miles on an ambulance per year. So, with that being said, the next one, shortly after this one, we're going to be looking at trying to find funds to be able to get another new one ordered. You don't want to prolong it to where we're in the same situation that we were before, where we had ambulances with 350, 400,000 miles on them, to where we're spending out more in repairs than what either a monthly payment or something along those lines would be to replace that unit.
Do you all buy any of them, put them on monthly payments like this?
We've currently got 2 ambulances on three that's on monthly payments right now. One we will be paying off next month.
Approximately what's your payment on?
Roughly around,
Just on one.
all 3 are different, but like $2,000 to $2,500 a month.
This equipment you're buying, what's the life of it?
Chest compression devices, they are saying that the lifespan of those are around 7 to 10 years. The transport ventilators is the same amount of time, 7 to 10 years. The video laryngoscopes, They project them to last between 5 to 10 years. And an ambulance for us in our county, usually we have to have a new ambulance to replace one, ideally to where it's not completely worn out in about 3 years.
You ever talked to Kenworth or Peterbilt or somebody like that deal with super ambulance?
Well, we've actually owned, well, I won't say Kenworth or Peterbilt, but we did own some F-650, the larger truck front end ambulances once before, with the idea of be better for long-term use. Actually, we had to get rid of those quicker than what we have any other ambulance that we've ever owned. We had more complications with those, and when they did tear up, it cost a whole lot more to repair, obviously. And another thing with those is they're more built for interstate running than it is on these county back roads that we have, little narrow roads and trying to get in these driveways. So it's more feasible for us to be in the smaller truck front ends than it is the larger ones.
Instead of buying a new one, couldn't you put a new engine in it?
Yeah, you could. I don't know what a new engine now is for an ambulance, but I do know some people that have had to purchase an engine for their personal vehicle, and right now they're about $25,000 to $30,000 to put an engine in their vehicle.
That's better than 200,000.
That is true. Then you also get into the aspect of your suspension has still got 300,000, 400,000 miles on it. Your frame still does, the box still does, everything like that still has that wear and tear on it. And I'll be more than happy to show you some of our older ambulances, and you can tell the difference between an older one and a newer one as far as just the mileage in it. You can tell a difference in it.
Anybody else have any questions for Jason? Not Jason, thank you.
Thank you.